Finding a realtor may seem easy, but finding one who has a true passion for helping people, that's something completely different. In this video, you'll hear from actual clients sharing their stories of what it was like to work with a team of realtors who exceeded their highest expectations. Meet the Richardson Group.
I started here at Keller Williams as the receptionist, and then I quickly realized that sitting behind a desk all day was not for me. I wanted to be out helping people, helping them find the perfect house, let their life get started, making those memories in their new home, and just all that fun stuff.
The reason that I got into real estate and the team is in real estate is based on relationships, and you're getting involved in people's, sometimes the biggest financial decision they'll make in their entire life. The reason that I enjoy it so much is that at the end of the day, either you're watching them, the seller is extremely happy because they're giving the garage door opener and the keys, and you can watch the weight just shift off of their shoulders. Or if it's a buyer, they're getting those things and their eyes are as big as pie plates, and it's like you can see them and they're going through the planning phase of all the exciting stuff that they're going to do with their families in that home.
Buying a house was very important for me. It's not just a roof over mine and my children's and Mike's head. I loved working with Jessica because it was like she was doing the buying for herself in a way. She really took it to heart.
When she told me she was ready to start looking for a house, I went over to her house and we sat down at her dining room table and I just asked her all those questions. What's important to you about the house? She told me it needed, enough bedrooms for both of her kids. It needed a big backyard. She wanted a specific neighborhood. She wanted a certain school.
There were a few requirements in the house that I had, that both Mike and I had. One was a large kitchen, and the kitchen is absolutely amazing. One was a fireplace where you could sit by the fireplace on the fireplace, and then the other was I had to have my garden tub in the master bath.
So when we found the house, she took off her shoes and got in the bathtub and just hung out there for a while and made sure it was for her, and she was happy.
I even took my shoes off and got in the bath and sat there to make sure that it would work. So it was just absolutely amazing to walk in and go, oh my goodness, this is really it.
And that really is what buying a house is all about. It's just those little things, not the house. It's the little things that make you happy.
When we listed our home, we actually had 4 offers at the time that we listed it within 48 hours, which was very nice. But one of the offers actually was from someone that was buying from overseas. The
best offer, a lot of people were doing the short closing, but they had financing, and we had one that was a cash offer. And it was going to take a lot longer to do that.
That was actually kind of hard on my part to have to deal with that for a couple weeks, but Brian made sure to call us every single day to check in and let us know that it was all going to work out. And he was making sure that he was corresponding with the other realtor. He walked us through each little step, and so I think that helped to kind of relieve some of the stress. And so in the end, once it was all said and done, I was very, very happy and very pleased, and so it ended up being a very good experience.
My husband and I had a second home, and we unfortunately needed to sell it, and so it was listed for a while with another realtor. We didn't have much activity, and it was a frustrating experience, so we took it off the market for a while. When it was time for us to put it back on the market, we did a lot of research and came up with a lot of names. I liked several of them, and then Brian came, and after several minutes I thought, okay, this is the guy. He and I are both committed Christians, and so we shared that, and I respected so much his bravery to put that out front in a business situation.
All of my decision making is faith-based. For me, it takes away the guesswork because I am an outspoken Christian, and it has helped me at several levels. And you're going to run into those problems where if you have fear or anxiety or whatever, you pray, and you may not get your answer the way that you're thinking, but it's all going to work out.
After this wonderful personal connection that we had, he ended up being an awesome realtor on the business side. So I got the best of both worlds.
When I got the call from Helen, I just immediately started doing tons of research. So when I walked in the house, I wasn't Joe Schmuckatelli saying, hey, we can, put my sign in front of your house. Because I told her, my sign is a place where turn here. I'm not advertising me. I want to sell the house.
Before we met, he had already done so much research on our house. Not just the market, but our house. He knew more about that house than I did.
And I was looking at lake levels. We were able to tell where were they going to dredge in the next 9 months. We did a pre-inspection to find out where, before we did an inspections, when we got an offer, because we were going to sell the house. Was there something wrong that we couldn't see?
His suggestion to have the house inspected before it was listed is something I had never done before, and it was very helpful.
And that's the idea is, you should be amped, you should have fun in a transaction, and it should be flawless, even though you've got all the stuff. But the idea is being research-based, I think has been great for us.
He knew everything. He had done it all. Once the house was listed, I never had to do another thing until closing. Everything that needed to be done was taken care of by Brian and his team.
The difference in being a team as opposed to hiring a single realtor is that, as before, is the amount of paperwork. In real estate, you have to do a ton of it. So with a team, we're able to deal with that client toe-to-toe and take care of the administrative end of it. And if they're selling and buying, there's a lot of cross-pollination in the real estate world, and we cover each other.
Being on a team is wonderful. It's not just you. You're not the only person dealing with the transaction. We have Lindsay, our office manager, who handles all the back-end stuff, the paperwork, and just getting documents where they need to be. Kristen is another buyer's agent on our team. We do things together. We do open houses together. We just work really well as a team.
And that's the philosophy of the Richardson Group. Working together, sharing one vision to provide the highest quality service in the real estate industry.